Hello, hello, hello. It is Keita Williams, founder and chief strategist of Successfully. Successfully is an elite accountability practice, so that makes me your personal professional butt kicker. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. This is something we do every week. If you're new here, hello. Welcome to the corporate escape route community. Please forgive my puppy in the background disrupting the lovely backdrop that we have going here. And so, wanted to say happy Monday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The last few weeks we've been talking all around like money and pricing offers, raising your prices. So today I want to make sure that we take a little bit of time to talk about how do you have those cash conversations with your ideal client, right? So let's say you get them on a consult call. How do you make that smooth transition to talking about money, right? And I think that, as a new coach or as someone that was in the early stages of my practice, I felt like this was something I really struggled with, where like the call would go great until it was time to talk money. And so I wanted to just give you some tips on how to kind of navigate that so it doesn't feel like such a burden and it doesn't feel like you're misstepping or you're missing something or you're leaving opportunities on the table. Okay. So before we get into that, we have a few announcements. We have a few announcements. We have a couple announcements for you. So first announcement is we have a new team member. We have a new team member. So Vanessa, wave your hands to everyone. Say hello. As a member of this community, each one of us has a personal concierge. So if your first name begins with the letters A through M, Sai is your personal concierge. If your first name begins with the letters V, if the letters N through Z, N is in Nancy through Z, Vanessa is your personal concierge. The amazing Lucille is taking on more responsibility as a client experience, helping us with onboarding, helping us with tracking our clients, helping us with the behind the scenes, and really helping us operationalize so that we can scale. So congratulations to Vanessa on joining the team. Congratulations on Lucille kind of making the shift to help us run lean and mean. So I'm so excited. That we continue to expand this team, that we can continue to make an impact, and that we can show up and serve. So think of us as not only that we want to lock arms with you and help you get to that good place. The goal of this group is to really help support you. As if you're a part-time coach or part-time consultant, and you're looking to transition out of your corporate career, I think that being able to consistently get clients is going to be so critical for that, right? And so we want to make sure that we can help you get 20 clients in the next 12 months, right? What does that look like for you? How do we go about that? How do we approach it in a way that takes into account that you're working all day, right? And then you got to work for yourself too. And then you got to work for your family. so so we want to serve and share from that perspective. Okay. So when it comes to kind of what are some best practices when you are having what I like to call a cash conversation with your client? A cash conversation with a potential client. So we're going to approach this from a potential client space first. You have them on a consultation call. You have asked really great questions. You know more about their experiences. You know about their challenges. You have listened for their big vision and their goals and what they hope to accomplish. You've asked them what's kind of step, has been a setback for them, what's holding them back. And now it's time to make that transition to talk about what you have to offer, how you can support them, and more importantly, what's the investment. Okay. And so the first tip I want to give you when it comes time to talk money, when it's time to pivot to what it costs to work with you, here's the first thing I want to encourage you to do. First thing, I want you to practice before the call. I want you to practice. I want you to practice that transition. I want you to stand in the mirror and practice, practice, practice. How you practice is how you play. So when you're practicing, if you're stumbling over your words, if you don't have the price right in front of you, if you're not sure what the program includes, practice how you play. So practice with your information in front of you. Practice with your payment options available. Practice with the appropriate links in front of you, right? Practice how you play. And I think that a really great transitional phrase that I got from one of my favorite coaches, he's a multimillionaire, and I have used this ever since, is I receive X amount of dollars for X amount of months for this program. So practice your I receive. So like anytime we raise prices, I have to practice all over again, right? So when there's a pricing change, I have to practice all over again. I practice before the call. I make sure that on one screen, it's a whole command station over here. I got 3 screens going. On one screen is the offer with the price breakdown right in front of me. So I have that crutch if I get myself lost, right? So I practice, 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 practice the phrase, I receive $1,000 a month for 6 months to work with you on this, 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 and this, whatever your program costs, right? I receive X amount of dollars for X time frame to do this, right? So practice, 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 right? And I think that practice makes perfect. You'll trip over your words less. You won't feel that anxiety. I think that oftentimes there's a tendency to overcomplicate it. Practicing gives you a chance to kind of slip it on, try it on, use different words. Excuse me. Use different language. You can test out different transitions, but the most important thing, practice. Practice. The second tip I want to give you is to listen. Listen for key phrases. I think that sometimes um and we might even outside of a consultation call, we may do this in regular relationship conversations where like we're listening to respond, we're listening to hit the tennis ball back over the net rather than listening to understand. Listening to understand, because some of your key phrases besides I receive X amount of dollars, like what I heard you say was that you struggle with marketing. You struggle with marketing your practice. And so we have some exercise in our program. We walk you through sustainable marketing techniques. So we help you solve that problem. I heard you say that you feel like you have trouble focusing and you're picking up projects and you're all over the place. In our program, we help you map out a simple strategic plan that aligns with the goals you want to achieve. Right? I heard you say I heard you say that you crave sweet treats after 9 p.m. at night. In our program, we offer you a meal prep plan to help you manage your sweet craving. We give you a list of 4 low-cal sweet treats that will help with those evening cravings. Right? I heard you say, so like that. I heard you say it shows that you were listening, but also you can connect what they're experiencing to what you can provide that can help them across that transformation bridge where you can help them get from point A to point B, right? Because you have something in your program, in your services that meets that need, that meets that need. So, first thing, practice. Second thing, listen. Listen, 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 right? I heard you say it's powerful. And each one of us can relate to the idea of wanting to be heard, right? Wanting to be understood, wanting to know that we're not alone, wanting to know that there is a space is being held for us, right? That somebody believes in where we're going. So simply take notes. I heard you say, actively listen. Don't listen for when you can jump in and sell them something. Listen to the problems they're experiencing. Listen to those challenges that are setting them back. Listen to that angst, the stress that it causes them. Listen to that, right? We can simply by listening, you can change someone's day, you can change their outlook, you can let them know that they're not alone. Like so besides practicing, listen on those sales calls. I heard you say, you mentioned this. I heard this. I heard that. What I heard was, what I hear is, so when someone says, "Oh, I'm having trouble getting started." I heard that I heard you say, I heard you say that you're having trouble getting started. Well, do you think that's because you don't know your next step? Are you feeling a little overwhelmed? Why do you say that? And being able to play that back to them and connecting that to what you have to offer, it makes it again, these are seamless transitions. So before you get on the call, practice, listen, 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 listen for those pain points. Listen for those aspirations. I actually think aspirations are more powerful than pain points because they want to see themselves there. So, what I heard you say is that you want to have a seven-figure coaching practice. What I heard you say was not only that you wanted to quit your job and leave corporate, I heard you say you wanted to build a coaching empire. That's what I heard you say. Is that correct? It all starts with the beginning. So let's get you started, right? And then my final tip. I think this is my final tip. Oh, I got two more. I got two more. I lied. So, one of the things that we have to remember is that people buy for two really basic reasons, right? And there's a book called $100 Million Offer. I'll put the link in the comments. $100 Million Offer. I'm blanking on the author's name right now, but they teach this principle around the idea that people buy for two very, very real reasons. And that is they see the value. So they see the value. And for most of us in the coaching and consulting space, it is helping people skip the line most of the time. We're helping them so they're not guessing, they're not trying to figure it out on their own. They're not trying to uh keep throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping something sticks. That's not what we're doing, right? And um, so we want to make sure that we establish that value. Where like, would you find it valuable if you didn't have to stay up all night working on your business? If you knew the two things you needed to do every day, would that be valuable for you to get some of your time back? Right? How would your life change if you were able to consistently make 10K a month plus in your business? How would that change your life? Right? How would it change your life if you were able to invest 10 hours a week in your business and get amazing results week over week? So, and then there's the value part, but then there's the believability, right? Like, can you make it so that they can see themselves here? How can you tie it to? So I heard you say you're already putting a lot of time and effort into your business and you're not seeing the results. So what if instead of you spending 5 hours, we spend 2 hours together and we do this with that time, right? Um, case studies. Here we had a client with a very similar background as you. And in 13 weeks, they were able to do $30,000 in sales. Very similar background, very similar offer. They were able to do it. Could you see yourself there? Could you see yourself doing that? So value and believability that they could execute, that if they followed instructions and they showed up and they consistently take action, that they would get those outcomes. All right. So first thing is practice the transition to the offer, the investment, what it costs to work with you. I try not to say the word it costs. I receive the investment for this program is X, Y, and Z. And so practice, listen. It's very powerful when you can say, I heard you say. Look for those value moments and making it believable for them, making it so that they can see themselves already there, right? And then finally, this is my pro tip. This is my pro tip. This is my pro negotiation tip. I use this with all types of negotiation. I use this with if you have ever worked with me, if you have ever had a consultation call or strategy session with me where we talk about what we offer here in Success Bully, you will hear this if you pay close attention. After, after I have shared the investment, what it costs. I receive X, Y, and Z. For 12 months in the Exit Strategy Academy, I receive $6,500. After I say that, I pregnant pause. I shut my mouth. I actually spell my name in my head. My full name, full government name, Keita H. Williams. Keita Hiley Williams. If you ever wonder what my middle name was, there it is. I spell my whole name. Because I think that we have to fight the tendency to go into bargaining and negotiation mode. We have to fight that tendency um, to um, to start wheeling and dealing before we give people a chance to even react. Right? It's their decision. When we start sputtering and talking after we've presented the offer, after we've presented the investment, we're not allowing them to come to a conclusion on their own, right? So make that pause, spell your name, sing a chorus of a song, like fight the urge to start going, well, what I could do is this, or we could do that, or we could break it into this many payments, or we could do this, we could do that, we could do this. Because most of the time with that pause, that gives your prospective client the opportunity to think through where they are and if they say, um, oh, that's more than I was expecting for this program. Well, we offer payment arrangements. We do have a payment plan. Or if they say, I need to discuss it with my spouse. No problem. I'm sending you a one sheet with all the information you need about this program so you can print it out and walk through it with your spouse. And we're happy to book a follow-up conversation with your spouse. If you want to have your spouse get on a call with us, we're happy to do that. You know? And so most of the time during that pregnant pause, that's when a lot of your objections are going to come up. That if you start filling in the blanks for them, you never know what is actually triggering a retreat or triggering a yes, right? So we just have to fight the urge to start wheeling and dealing, fight the urge to start over explaining or start backing up or start a worse, starting to offer discounts, right? So pregnant pause, bite your tongue, spell your name, sing a chorus of your favorite song, and just give them the space to fill in those blanks for themselves. We don't want to fill in the blanks for them. Does that make sense? Because I think that during that space, there's a lot going on. If they have hang-ups about money, that fear starts coming up. Um, if they are not clear on why this program will be valuable for them, that starts coming up. If they're not in a place to make a decision, all of that'll come up in a 15-second pause. And so give yourself the grace, give your potential client the grace and space to just Uncomfortable silences can be just that. It can feel very uncomfortable that we're just going to sit here, you looking at me, I'm looking at you, we looking at each other, right? But I would rather have that uncomfortable silence and get to the heart of the matter than, railroad them into a place where they don't feel heard, right? Or they feel like after this thrilling call or consultation, this video chat that you've had, and all you wanted to do was sell them something anyway. You didn't care what they needed, right? And so I want to just encourage you to take that pregnant pause. I do this with corporate work. I do this with, negotiating back and forth on agreements and that sort of thing and partnerships. Put it out there. Pregnant pause. Let everybody else sputter around. All right. And so those are my tips. So first, practice in the mirror, practice with your accountability partner. Um, maybe have a friend do a consultation call with you so you can practice the transition. Practice before a call. Because the more you practice, especially if you practice how you play, um, the easier it is to say. Listen during those calls so that you can repeat back to them, I heard you say, I heard you say. Then there's the value and believability. You want to make sure that what you have is aligning with that it comes across as valuable to them, that they understand, like, if I can skip the line and not waste a year trying to figure it out on my own, that's valuable. And if you're saying that people with backgrounds just like me who are starting in the same place as me can do this kind of work, I can see myself there. So, value and believability. And then, of course, taking that pregnant pause after you have said, I receive, even practice that pregnant pause too. Take the pause, spell your name, sing a chorus of a song. So that'll be, 15 to 20 seconds. And don't fill in blanks for folks. So those are some of my tips on that. And we could go a little, if you want us to go a little deeper on sales and talking about the cash conversations, reach out. We're doing something I'm really excited, and Sai, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it. We're doing something really excited that we're going to post about later this week, that we're actually opening up space on our calendar to do practice calls with you. So if you want to schedule a practice call where you go through your offer and you do the transition, the money transition, and you want somebody to practice with you that could give you some meaningful feedback, reach out to your personal concierge. So if your first name begins with the letters A through M, Sai is your personal concierge, so go ahead and wave your hand. If your first name begins with the letters N as in Nancy, Z through Z, Vanessa is your personal concierge. And like I said, if you want to book a practice session with myself or our coach in residence, we are happy to make space for that and allow you to just kind of workshop through how you would do a consultation call and how you would make that transition when we're having those cash conversations, when it's time to present the investment or what it costs to work with you and to get involved with your program. And so I never, again, if you want to book that practice session or you want to hear more about what we do here at Success Bully, by all means, reach out. You can talk to your personal concierge, or you could just book a call at successbully.com/call. Once again, I am Keita Williams, founder and chief strategist of Success Bully, and I am passionate about helping part-time coaches get 20 new clients in 12 months or less, so that they can consistently hit those 5-figure months, so that they can transition out of their corporate roles. And so if you want more information on how we do that, reach out, book a call, connect with your personal concierge, and I look forward to doing this again next week. All right, y'all, let's get after it.